What's up? Ooh. What's up, y'all? Today is a beautiful day. The moon is in Taurus. My moon is in Taurus. I'm knowing I can't concentrate on two things. I can actually. But anyway, what's up, y'all? Shut the way. What's up? I'm finna read some cards. I'm finna read some energies. We're finna get into it. I know the moon is in Scorpio right now. My natal moon is in Scorpio. I mean, not Scorpio. Taurus. My bad. The sun is in Scorpio. I should have titled this video. I don't know why I didn't. But anyway. Oh, I know Mercury's in Sag. And what else? Virgo came out. I don't know what Virgo. What's in Virgo? But Mercury is ruled by Mercury rules Virgo. Taurus. So since Mercury rules Virgo, but Mercury's in Sagittarius though, this might be a what you call those people that are nitpicky, but I can't think of the damn word, but people who, or mentalities or detailed ways of thinking about what's important and what matters, like what truly matters, and really going over Scorpio being in the sun like a detective, but you'll have to go in the unseen realm since Sagittarius. Anyway, you have to go into the unseen realm if you're going to be looking at the things that's deep inside of your morality system or other morality system, or just observing the whole system period and the morale of it all, or whatever your life situation is or what you're seeing in the world. We're all here in the same world, so maybe people are like taking a more detailed look at all of these things and how they're corresponding, how a lot of your morality mirrors a lot of the shit that you're seeing externally to you, but you don't like what you see externally to you, and it's making you be more aware of the things that you have been, the things that you put in your morality bank or whatever. Taurus is in the moon. I believe Uranus is in Taurus. I'm not sure though. But anyway, let's do one more card. Taurus being in the moon is you observing value too emotionally. You knowing that you have internal value, seeing value beyond finances. Some people could just be witnessing and experiencing that on the surface level when it comes to money. But noticing the things, sometimes things can be taken away from you that surface level, and that causes you to look at the deeper meanings and reasons of the things that you value, or the stuff that you have been valuing, and how unimportant they truly are, or how they are becoming like having a stronghold over you based on being snatched away for a moment. So when they come back, because I doubt that these things are going to be everlasting, whatever the things that have been removed or has had to come to a death, whatever it is, if it is snatched up forever, it's probably some things that needed to be, and you'll know that, and you'll know that the point is for you to transmute whatever lackings that you may experience, because they weren't even supposed to be based on what was snatched away in the first place. That's why they was able to be snatched away. Or you'll be able to pin it down, some of the things down that that should be valued based on other things being snatched away, and you having to look at what's actually the value space. You know what I'm saying? Oh shit, what's up? I got a lot of people in this bitch. What's up? Y'all ain't talking about nothing though. What's up, y'all? Anyway, fourth house. Do y'all know what the fourth house represents? What's the energy signature behind the fourth house, since we got 25 people in here? But y'all probably all bots, so it don't matter. So fourth house, that's your home. That's the actual house itself. We know 4 is like a square, kind of. A square has 4 corners. Fourth house being like, that's the representation of that, but also the moon rules the fourth house though. So that's an emotional thing. Yeah, y'all don't want no truth. That's an emotional thing though. So anyway, yeah, it's like the things that you're caring about. So I always pull 3 cards though. Let me realize that I'm actually here. I always pull 3 cards for the most part. We're going to start right there with these 3 cards. So as I was saying before I even realized the fourth house was out, it's the things that you're caring about that's going towards your, the things that you have been looking at as a part of what you stand on for real, even though we ain't pulling no Capricorn energy yet, but still. And those things being mirrored back to you on the external to you, and you beginning to understand a little bit more about the life, the world that you're in, and it's also showing you some shit about yourself. But hold on. Oh yeah, the numerology deck. Just babbling at the moment. So let's see. The real one's gonna stay though. The real ones will stay. See, just like that goes back to the energy that we on. The real ones will stay. So what's real will never fade, or what's absolutely necessary, you'll always be able to obtain it, because that's the things that's actually valuable. And those things go beyond money and finances and material things. And some material things are priceless though, like another person. But at the same time, those relationships that you're having with other people, them being priceless isn't the point. It's about your vessel being what's priceless and what is the most thing that needs to be considered while you're transmuting and experiencing this reality and removing certain things. We're in Scorpio season right now, so a whole lot of transmutation is happening, whether you want it to or not. It ain't gonna be unbeknownst to you anymore though, because all the things from the internal are coming up to the surface at this moment. Let me not pay attention to the chat. What up? Hope you're doing well. Okay. Number 9 energy. This is androgynous energy. These are, but the androgynous energy in this perspective don't look right. We know androgyny is neither male or female. But I know it don't look right because I know this deck. The way this deck is set up, you got all the numbers 0 through 9, and every number is gonna have 3 different perspectives. This is one of the unequalized perspective of the androgynous energy 9, or the completion. So things, people looking on the external of them, just by looking at this card, you shining light and trying to see what other people got going on and trying to experience things that other people are experiencing through them, living vicariously through inanimate objects, living vicariously through other people and other people's morality system, and not realizing that you're supposed to incorporate those things, yes, but you also are supposed to realize that some of these things need to come from you, and that's the androgynous space. Instead of you looking at things on level ground, instead y'all trying to like kind of exert things, or which is gonna cause an inversion somewhere else, and that's masculine and feminine when these, that's not where it's supposed to be at. But we're gonna look that up even deeper in a minute. Hold on. All that ugly ass whirlwind energy that just has flew in kind of throws me off. Then we see the whirlwind at the bottom. So this 9 is an ending. 9 is the overall perspective of everything that has happened already, and you actually having the consequences behind that based on your environment that you have created. And that's also going to transpire into the next cycle that you finna get ready to go through, because 9 is ending. 9 is the last part. That's over with. We got the 4 at the bottom of the deck in the reverse, but we ain't doing it right now. But also, I don't read reversal cards necessarily out of this deck, because that's not necessary, since all of these cards have their own particular specific perspective. So if I was to get a card in the reverse and it's already a flunked out ass card, then what difference, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, 5. This is this is not androgynous, but it is feminine energy. And I relate 5 out of this deck sometimes to Christ energy, Jesus. Somewhat, because Jesus is supposed to represent the individual, even though we know 1 is the individual, but this is more of internal individual, you having your own individual internal perspective. And this is not a solution energy though. This is a off track, off beat type shit. I don't know what the fuck this is, but I know this is the internal trying to look externally again. And I haven't even pulled the perspectives out yet, because I'm not sure what these perspectives are, because we have an exaggerated perspective, we have a solution perspective, and then we have like an inverted perspective. I believe this is exaggerated, and I believe that now was exaggerated too. So too much exaggeration and not, or too much obsession over bullshit, other shit. We in Scorpio energy. What are you obsessed on? Being obsessed on shit that don't matter, matters not. The fuck? Let me not self-reflect, because anyway, get out of my business. But yeah, I felt it rising up. A previous scenario. But 5 again is the, let me go and pull it out. 4. 4 came out in its harmonious perspective, but we're not reading it in a good, bad, or either yet, because I haven't read the other ones like that yet. But 4, which again is the home, the moon. Where's the moon at? The moon is in Taurus right now. Taurus energy is what you value. So you having value within your home. Where's your home at? If you had nothing but yourself, what would be your home? You would be your home. You're your sales home, your hair's home. On you is your, what you're observing, you're the home of that. So this would be the solution, would be for you to create from your own space light, or pay attention to you. Pay attention to your 4 corners and shit. Let me let that plane fly by. And let me pull the other perspectives out real quick. So we got 9, 5, and 4. Okay, that's somewhat of a balance. Well, it ain't about it being a balance. But that's a complete product. That's a complete scenario. You got the masculine, the feminine, and the androgyny. So this is a perfect, you know how things can like be so synchronistic and perfect. Whatever it is, good or bad, lesson or victory, don't matter. It's a perfect scenario for the point to be made though. So if you're going through like something like a lesson, this it happened probably like, damn, that's fucked up and that's fucked up, when I usually will be able to call on this is all, they're out of town type shit. So this is a perfect like or we ain't got to look at it in a negative way. This is a perfect moment for you to go and find your own internal value in your own home, so that you know how to calibrate your care and what you give a fuck about, because it should be things that are valued, things that have actual substance behind them. You shouldn't care about dumb shit. Not to that extent, not to a large extent to where it begins to distort your own energies, and which will distort your actual reality in your life and the people that you love and people around you and shit. Your legacy and all that shit. So, let me read it out the book. We had what, 9? Okay. Ooh, y'all, I tripped. I thought this was exaggerated, so I was wrong. This is the solution though. So let me rewind that and let's go over that again. So, but even though that I said that is relevant though. So this is the ending point. You could be looking at people who's in that perspective that I had explained earlier, or you can be looking at people that's in a solution while you're in the perspective I explained earlier, which would be like the perspective I explained earlier was individual, or the mindset of you not understanding like the overall surroundings. You understanding it, but you putting too much emphasis on it in a way. But now I see that the 9 is actually in a solution space. So the overall surroundings, it is what it is. Because androgyny energy is like that though. It just is what it is. So in the solution space, here we see the energy of the, and when I say that it is what it is, I'm talking about the situation around you that has been created and it's at its fullest fulfilled point. It's like, you know, this is what I have created. And you can either sit in that space and continue to create that in the next cycle, or you can end up transmuting it in some kind of way, which it will transmute itself, actually, for real though. But 9 is, here we are, here we see the energy of the nonagon, which unifies thoughts, emotions, and actions in a harmonic way, so that it can expand radiantly to all sides. The smaller images show this unity in the spiral, which blends into the circle in a transforming and dynamic way. Okay. You know what I had thought? I was looking at this right here. But in my mind, I saw this one, which is 0, another androgynous energy, and it's exaggerated. But so the solution 9 looks like the exaggerated 0. Anyway. So this is what I was gonna say. Oh, the solution is you being able to just accept that whatever the experience is that you have went through and have came to a complete point in your emotions and your thought, you need to just be satisfied with that, or at least accept it though. That would be the solution, as well as you knowing now based on what you have learned what to value from this point forward with the 4 energy. But like I said though, we got feminine, masculine, and androgynous energy, which is going to create a full perspective or a full solution type shit. So let me read 4 though. So 4 is in the solution space. 4 is stable in its form. The 4 securely orients itself in space. It is conscious of its connection to the 10. As 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Okay. So what it's saying is 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 equal 10. So that's like a low-key completion in itself. So if you just pay attention to that completed form that you created as far as what you value, or have calibrated, because well shit, I'm gonna say for what you have value, because 9 is not in its exaggerated spaces in the solution space. So you've already chose how to feel about the experience and the overall situation that's at an end point. And so if you value those things, value what's valuable, because you have the knowledge now to know what's valuable and what's not, what to pay attention to and what not to pay attention to, because based on what you pay attention to is how you can morph that androgynous space of 0 6 what it is 0 9 3 6 9. Yeah, my bad. So yeah, and then we got the 5 energy. 5 is in its exaggerated space. In exaggeration, the 5 breaks free from the system in a destructive way, or dissolves itself due to its fear of relationship. What this is? So based on the 5, over exaggerating certain emotional perspectives, the mentality of it, the mind, your thoughts about it has exaggerated. Hey, your thoughts about it has separated. It's like a fracture in the mentality though. So because the 5 is feminine energy, whatever comes up out of the 5 is going to be a part of the product, which the 1 is going, the masculine and the androgynous. Anyway, whatever comes after the 5 is going to be based off of the cycle previous and the accumulation thereof. So if you're accumulating things in a fractured space, that's the reason why that 9 looks distorted. But if you're accumulating things in a fractured space, that's not gonna help. Hold on, because these folks done throw me off a little bit. Let me see. I forgot my perspective, low key. So let me start over. We got the 4, the 5, and the 9. These 2 are solutions. The only one that is not a solution is the emotions. Oh, okay. So let me read something else. Okay. No, I'm gonna keep these out because those are significant. I just can't catch it because of distractions around me. And these like the little disabled people going for a walk. I got the let me pull some more about this numerology deck. Where is it? I'm gonna pull out this one first. And then we're gonna go back to my perspective about the 4, 5, and the 4, 5, and the 9. It's a fly up in here. It's so pretty outside today, and it's been so rainy. Even though the rain, I kind of appreciate that shit. I liked it. But it was beautiful to see how bright the sky was as soon as I woke up in the morning. When I went to sleep yesterday, it was gloomy and gray. They taking a walk. I need to go take a walk. Let me stop paying attention to them. See what I'm talking about? Don't pay attention to Shit that don't fucking matter. You got 22. This is the winter. We like finna get ready to go into the winter energy. This is relationships, two emotional, two things that are aware of each other or aware of something else is becoming aware of each other, which is gonna create the four energy, which is gonna give you some security, some home type shit. But this is in the winter. This is in seclusion though. This is when you realize what's valuable. And first you gotta always start with yourself. That's what's gonna cause the isolation. And once you do that, you'll find other people who has also done that same process, and y'all can create some type of emotional home, whether it's an actual relationship home or whether it's just a stable relationship, friendship type shit. So that's what that's where I was going to though. Just got distracted. Excuse me, you guys. I don't want to pull those. You know how people be waving. You know them crazy people. I noticed that they be wanting attention. Anyway, should I pull these out? Because let me not be judgmental. No, but I'm not going to pull those two. Damn, I knew I should have went to a different park. I was supposed to go to the botanical park. But it doesn't matter because your environment is mutable. You transmute the energies in your environment based on what you pay attention to. So, with that being understood, let me pay attention to what's important at the moment for me, which is what I'm doing. Okay, why he flew out like that? Two of them keep flying out. Two keep flying out. So these two, each one of these cards about to represent two different the two twos that's up in this on this card right here, because every time I had pulled a card, two came out each time, so they must need to be like that. So we got holidays coming up. Number 27, 7 and 2, it's 9. So this is the type of 9 energy that we were referring to over here. This is the type of 4 energy that we were referring over to over here. We were talking about the winter and the holiday so far. So, okay. So, this is 2 energy. Of course, it's something being already related to something else, and it experiencing in the 7 a whole nother situation. 7 is a new expression, or it having a new expression in itself. The holidays itself may not even hit the same, but it could hit even better. But however it does hit, it's not going to hit the same period, because how people itself, our people themselves, just in general as a whole, relating to the reality and the atmosphere that we're creating is in a different type of way. And that's what this is suggesting 27 too. I'm going to look that up in a minute, but let me see. 48, 8, 9, oh shit, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, that's 3 energy. So this is a pedestal, the things that are put on pedestals type shit. But 3 energy is another androgynous space, which is the environment. So that's a see. With the holidays, people put certain dumb shit on a pedestal like Christmas trees or Jesus in a manger or the Easter egg or whatever the case. And those things, again, the atmosphere, the environment is mutable based on how you perceive what you're perceiving. So if you want to put certain things on a pedestal, but look at this pedestal, it's broke, like there ain't shit on there, and don't nobody would ever put something beautiful or nice on it. So we're realizing that things that were on pedestals are not, like, they're not even things worthy of being on this rag glass pedestal right here. Let me read them real quick though. Okay. And remember I said that each one of these cards is going to be representing the 2 things that are relating in the wintertime. So, yeah, that's basically what I just described, though. The holidays is one thing that is relatable, and the pedestal is one thing that's relatable, which is going to create the whole situation or thought or frequency behind whatever we are experiencing or observing. So the holidays going to be kind of different this year. And different in what way? For me, I don't know, because I don't even give a damn about holidays and haven't for a little while. But something is going to be different that we all are going to be able to notice and observe and be affected by on a collective level, though. Now, where I was at, winter holiday. No, I was on 22. winter. I pulled winter first. Okay, contemplation and rejuvenation become my what's the word? Requisite? What does that mean? As the days become shorter and the time of rest begins to take hold, whatever. So here's the actual part. For many, the time of winter can become a challenge energetically. Absence of light, temperature change, and the feeling that everything is preparing for rest soon presents an environment that seems bleak and void of the excitement or busyness. Often in our day-to-day grind, these cards not really going to represent what I was just talking about. So we're going to read it for a different perspective. Often in our day-to-day grind, we forget where we have come from and what we have accomplished, losing the vital knowledge of what works and what does not. And sitting with the knowledge and opening is created, and in stillness, a new seed will soon appear, presenting opportunities of new beginnings. Yeah, so it doesn't really relate to what I was saying, but this is a different perspective of what I was saying, though. That two energy, the things that are beginning to relate to one another, which would be on a collective level. I like to read collective energy, but for an example, how people are experiencing holidays and the things that they're putting on pedestals, and it's going to come like to a high point during the wintertime. What was I saying? That's going to create with that 9 energy a whole new beginning, because 9 is the ending and it ends up being the beginning too. Or you can look at one in a similar way, but I be feeling like low key, during, I don't want to say that. Let me keep my deep predictions to myself. Okay. 27. Yeah, I'm gonna keep them things to myself. 27. What I was gonna say was I be feeling low key like I just said I'm gonna keep it to myself. But you know how we experienced COVID in 2020, and how that whole thing was like a pendulum shift. Not to say that we finna go through like we are currently experiencing the same dynamic, but kind of to say that though. But I wouldn't say that, because that was something that we finally became aware of, and we're already aware of certain shit, so it wouldn't hit the same. But it's like a continuation of that shit though, and it's reaching its high peak during this season right here. It feels like, or something else. But that's the reason why I didn't want to even bring it up, because we're continually always going through these cycles and these changes. You can observe something like that every other day, really, on an individual level. And the shit, if you pay attention to enough shit, you'll see the same things on collective levels too. But this one's gonna hit a little different, because holidays are something that everybody resonates with, even globally to a degree, just like COVID affected things on a global level. So that type shit, which is not gonna, you know what I'm saying, it's not like gonna be a, oh my god, like discovery of, damn, we really got, well, it may could, because anything could happen. I don't want to go that deep because I ain't trying to manifest those things, but all kind of shit could happen. Like, hey, I ain't finna add on to that energy. But when I say that, I'm saying that because that can cause the same type of brand new type of devastation or situation, even though COVID kind of brought people in a certain frequency on a collective level to where we're just there now. But a lot of people aren't though, so this could be another shaking up of things, so that people who are left behind, so to speak, can finally like pick their minds up and pick that shit up off the ground and put it back in their brain and their head. I was gonna say something else too, but I forgot. Anyway, oh, we on what? Holiday. Okay, did I read this already? So throughout the year, there are holidays that have meaning and rituals attached to them. For some, these special days have very deep meaning and love attached to them. For others, there is nothing but pain and discomfort because the meanings cannot be lived up to. This don't give a third perspective, but the third perspective is nobody actually, for some people, they don't care. And they just experience it like it's just a part of life, and it's sometimes a party, But fuck the fact that it's a Christmas party. This is just a part of, that's the third perspective. But anyway, and those are the perspectives, or the individuals with those perspectives that made these changes and these shifts will come out a little bit less unscathed or less scathed, and be less affected by them. Not to say that you won't be affected at all, because just witnessing other people being affected will affect you to some degree, but you can control that as to how much of the degree that it affects you. Or, you know what I'm saying? Just like you go to these Christmas parties, but you don't give a damn about Christmas itself. You're experiencing it, but not internalizing it, as how they said. Some people internalize it with very deep meaning and love attached to them. Every day should have deep meaning and have love attached to it. Every experience should be like that. So when I go to Christmas parties or events or whatever, unless it's something that is like something that I know I draw it in and I manifest it for myself, that's when I add my deep love and meanings and like long memory, try to add those to my next lifetime banks of memory consciousness. That's when I do that. But as far as just everyday surface level ass parties, like a damn Christmas party, unless it turns into an event that's like has other deeper meanings to it, then yeah. But it's still, anyway, y'all know what I'm saying, because I can continue on my explanation, but y'all get it, I hope. There's also the duality aspect of these holidays, opposing religious viewpoints that can create very distinct energetic lines of heaviness as they battle for domination. To the sensitive empath, holidays are quite often a time of retreat. Exactly. Well, I ain't gonna say that. That's what they was. It ain't a time of retreat for me. I like the holiday because I feel the energy in the air. Just like when the president got elected, I cared neither way. Well, I don't have a horse in that race. But when the president was elected, I noticed energy in the atmosphere, and I rode that energy. And I knew where it was coming from, but I didn't internalize, oh yes, he won. I won all like that. It just was on some personal, individual, me being able to take advantage of the atmosphere. Because it's mutable. It's however you decide it to be. You can manifest things when you're in a certain vibration and frequency. So if things that are influencing you energetically is causing you to be in these higher or lower dynamics, then peep game and it's not about how the external has created them. It's about how you're observing them and how you're going to manipulate the situation. I don't want to say it like that, but how you're experiencing, how that is affecting your personal reality, and how you can change your mind and thoughts about them and can shape shift manifestations to you based on that energetic high or low, whatever. Just peep game. So can I find the hidden meaning of truth in the ritual or holiday? Hold on, wait a minute. Yeah. And that would be the only hidden truth or ritual of the holiday, is the transits itself and how they are affecting you and the people around you. How it's affecting them is going to it don't have to affect you like that. It will have, everything has ripple effect, but it's based on how you want it to ripple off of you, though, based on your reaction to it, based on your internal reaction, which goes back to that 5 energy, how I was saying that feels like the individual, even though we know that 1 is the individual, but 5 is like that first emotion based off of what you have accumulated. So it's like, yeah, how are you internalizing these things? How do you feel deeply about these things? What's actually important? And I think on a collective level, probably very subtly for a lot of people, that's the shift that I was just talking about, or a character trait of the shift that I was just referring to, as far as like how it seems it kind of mirrors the powerful changes that shit like COVID had created. But these things may be more internal, though. I don't know, because shit, COVID happened during the same time. But you know how you can go through a trauma, and every time of the year during that same trauma, whether you thought about that, oh yeah, this is when so and so died or not, you'll be energetically moved or energetically affected by it. So it could just be something as simple as that we just created a certain cycle and we're just playing it out. As far as it, it don't have to be that deep, which it ain't that deep. Okay, let me keep these cards out. I'm just rambling. I just felt like getting on because I haven't got on in a minute. Let me see. What should I pull next? Oh, I don't want to pull out the Black Moon deck because we already kind of, I gonna pull. It is Scorpio season. I'm gonna order me some more decks too. And when I do, yes sir, Because I don't like, that's another reason why I didn't get on. I don't like doing the same thing over and over and over again. It feel redundant. Like, bitch, you done said that shit 1,000 fucking times. And you pulling out the same deck. But I'd rather, that's something else to let me keep to myself. But yeah. But when I do get my new decks though, it'll be a little surge of energy you'll peep from me. Because I have more new exciting things to explore on and shit. But doing the same shit every day, I'll be like, nah, fuck all that. Fuck all that shit. But I be wanting something that I can like look at, like, oh, this is a part of the routine and the schedule that I know is going to add on to whatever I'm trying to create. Which I do have those things, but like something like that's on a social level, it would be nice to have something to do every day. So not knocking that. The bridge. That's the the bridge. This like an understanding energy. Because it gave me LGBTQPT vibes. And I'm not being biased, but we know that that's an energetic confusion especially when you're in a body like a male or female, and then you decide to relate to the sameness. That's an energetic confusion somewhere down the line. And that's why they use the rainbow, because everything down here is backwards and inverted. But the true meaning of a rainbow is a blend in organization and understanding, though. I get 4 energy from rainbow low key, but that was just the first thought. I never even thought about that before, because I do know that a rainbow, yeah, I get 4 energy from that. But anyway, other than that, the rainbow, the bridge that's created, the relating to. But a rainbow is something that's not touchable, but you can't see it though. So it's like it's like a telepathic connection that you can have with others or whatever you're relating to, and you can see it, they can see it, but it's still not something that can be touched. And that's a deeper understanding. That's like bridging, even like, I don't want to say that one, but it's an understanding though, because these things I be trying to find the words, because what I be talking about be going beyond other people, and it ain't that it goes beyond the people, because the people itself is just a representation of something else that's you created, and it's an energy that is something. But look, I ain't trying to downplay individuals like they're not important enough to even be referred to as people though, but you know what I'm saying, it's just a different perspective that I also be trying to ground and explain, that I haven't quite found all the words to. But that's why the bridge is giving me the energy that it's giving, like a telepathic understanding though. And we got the water up underneath it. This is like the darkness, but it creating something material based off of the thoughts and feelings that are working with each other, whether that's an internal thing or that's something that's actually when it comes to another person or another energy, dog or cat, even down to beyond that, like a golem, like Christmas or something. Christmas itself and the way Christmas is experienced begins to shapeshift based off of the overall understanding from what it is relating to, which is the collective or the people. It be going beyond just the people. It's like those things just, to me, be representing bigger dynamics that I don't quite know how to explain yet. Okay. Uh-oh, I ain't like the way that shuffled. And that same card trying to come out. We're gonna see. Okay. So we got the bridge. I don't know if that's for energy or not, but it's giving it. Ooh. No, they're not coming out like that. One at a time, please. Whatever. We'll do this one. The stone. No, we're going to pull that. We got the eye in the middle of the stone. I don't even want that card, but we're going to pull it. We're going to read it. We're going to read it. We're going to read it. Because the stone, to me, sometimes I always think about, like, your internal grounding, like the mind that you have grounded. It's like it's not really like your aura, but if we were to relate the stone to an internal thing, though, it would be like your disposition in a way. And your disposition is going to be based on like your mental space and the things that you have grounded inside of yourself. Because when you ground something, it's going to be like it comes with it. It's a given. It's like the ground itself. Anything can walk on the ground, but the ground is what it is. It's still the same area. The comet, he kind of tried to come out in the reverse, though. Because shit ain't that funny no more. But I don't know. The comet came out in the reverse. I'm finna read these out the book real quick. What's the damn book at? Oh, here you go. So what we have first, the bridge. Okay, the bridge is number 38, 8, 9, 10, 11. And 139 is the page number. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That's 4. But 139. So 38 is the number itself. That's the environment or the communications. You getting ready to actually be able to make things make sense. But you just observing things. That's a cycle in the 8. The things that is a loop. The overall emotional scenario or the internal scenario that is has been created. You observing those things. But those happening on 2 different ends with it being in the bridge. But then we got what, 38, 139, the individual in that environment having those stimulations and in its lasting cycle. So you come into some type of conclusion with what you have come to have gained understanding on, or not even gained understanding on yet. It ain't even got to that point. But anyway, so that's 139, because I tend to be figuring things out as I talk, and then you'll get lost trying to understand what I'm saying when I'm trying to make it make sense first. Anyway, all right, so we got the bridge. Bridges are built to connect 2 worlds. They create flow, allowing us to travel between realms, ideologies, personalities. This archetype is the gesture of acceptance, of saying yes rather than withdrawing, separating and saying no. When we cross a bridge to an unknown land, we are led magically into a new reality. We open up to the otherness. Healing and communications are made possible. We enter a stage of curiosity, wonder, and learning. The shaman, for example, creates the bridge between the everyday world. And okay, so basically, back to what I was saying earlier about the 4 energies. Okay, yeah. So during this time, if you're not privy to other, you know how you can feel isolated because we're finna get ready to be into the winter. Oh shit. Okay. But it don't have to be like the actual winter. It could be just a space like you being in a winter season yourself, because the environment is going to influence people to be kind of to themselves or inverted in a way. So if you are experiencing that, don't be lonely in it. Understand that you are not alone, because everybody is experiencing the same overall environment, especially like being in wintertime in a season. Everybody's experiencing certain seasons. So if you're in a certain season, whether good or bad, but I'm leaning towards negative, but just in general, whatever season that you're in, you're not the only one to experience those things. So whether good or bad, whether you could be having quite high highs, don't get narcissistic and think that, oh, it's just all about I'm the only one. No, other people are experiencing those things too, in spite of it being winter time. Or if you're having low lows and revelations during this time, don't get what's the other word for a narc, but the opposite. This book I always say that. This book I always say that shit. But don't get too damn, why I can't think of the word. But don't get too into yourself and think that you the only one that's got to go through woe is me, or either even out. You know how people can go through certain things and then they tend to start acting like that makes them. Like, that's, I've been through this, bitch. You ain't been, like, bitch, that don't make you. So don't get like that. It's for you to understand that you're not alone. And there's other things that are going to be created for you to explore based off of what you have experienced and accumulated in that internal world, based on the colors that you have blended within yourself, though, type shit. And that's going to create bridges for you to experience those even externally somewhat, but extend that, expand on that. It's going to give you an opportunity to do that if you go through the transition and sit inside of that, have feelings about things that are actually valuable during this time, so that you won't be exerting energy where it shouldn't be exerted. This is the winter time. So exert whatever energy that's exerted is going to be needs to be something that is valuable within yourself first, something that can add on to what you deem as valuable. So if you're dealing with people, places, or things that, and it's not to be like use people or use things, but it kind of is. You're supposed to use each other. So if you can't even be used and you're knowing that you're manipulating the situation, then you're gonna end up, reaping what you sow. So it's not for you to do that, but it is for you to, and it ain't for you to be the person that something is leeching off of, but feeling sorry for them. No, don't do it neither way, because there needs to be some type of reciprocation, and this is the best time to ground those things for later on throughout the year when the sun does end up coming out. This is a time that you are supposed to be like connecting internal dots, so that when things are expressed, you'll have some type of blend, and it won't look like doo brown because you done blended all kind of stupid ass colors together because you weren't paying attention, not knowing that these things are kind of important. It's important that you be it's important that you pay more attention to yourself, because it seems like to me that life itself is kind of showing us that, because there's so much dumb shit going on around us, to where if you got any kind of wisdom, you'll end up feeling dumb and stupid by even paying too much attention to it. Just that frequency and thought and feeling alone should make you be like, well, shit, let me pay attention to what's important. I mean, that's how I'm looking at it. And that's going to end up giving you a certain ray of blending internal dynamics and colors, to where somebody that is somebody with the same type of energy can give that to you, which that's how it works anyway. But based on how you've calibrated your own things is going to be what you end up attracting and drawing to you. But if you got any kind of discernment and you can see anything at this point, you should need to know that it's going to be based off of how you're spending your attention and paying attention to what you're building on. And what you're building on, if it got something to do with shit around you too much that ain't even really, you could live without it, and you could be happy without it too, or you should be able to be happy without it, then that ain't something that you need to be trying to blend in with right now. Anyway, the comic was in the reverse. I did not forget. Why you trying to I went right to it. I didn't even look it up. It's number 130, was page 113. I don't know what number it is though. Let me see. It's number 26678. That's 8 energy. That's relating to an androgynous energy or an environment. The way you're feeling about whatever the environment is. And obviously the comic is going to project its feelings because it's a comic, but it was in the reverse though. Whatever its feelings is going to be projected to external, your environment, which is going to cause a cause and reaction type of back and forth system or flow. And the number is 113. That's 5 energy. That's another emotional energy. That's an internal shifting. That's like internal dynamics taking place. something sparking in you inside and causing you to feel happy, or something sparking inside of you and causing you to feel sad or depressed. But it's still going to be based off of what the way you're relating to the environment. 26. So let me read it out the book though. It says the comet carries a remedy for all that ails this world. Now remember, this is in the verse. But amid the deepest pain and suffering, there is always the potential to lift up and out of the darkness through laughter. Though dismissed by some as lowbrow or unsophisticated, this archetype actually has a highly advanced mind. Some may use the word genius, as humor requires one to see the situation from afar, rather than to be swept away by the drama. This low-key it may not be giving me those vibes, so I don't want to say that too fast. The comet sees, and it does though, it gives me Cancer energies though, again, because Cancer kind of manipulates from the internal. Cancer kind of uses the way it emotes to manipulate how you finna look at how you're going to kind of emotionally connect, whether they know that's what they're doing or not. They be manipulating those things based off of their internal reactions. Because action is the masculine, and reaction is how you feel on the internal. And based on how a Cancer feels on the internal, they're going to exert themselves in that same manner, which is going to like cause the same likeness or opposition both ways. But anyway, they literally lighten us up. Where am I at? The comic sees and accepts the messiness of life, using it as material to be mixed and shaped into a potion of soothe the stressed and serious mind. They literally lighten us up. Thus, within the comic is usually the sage or the magician working healing magic upon any audience who will lend an ear. The comic may be the archetype that heals the deep divisions in our world, one pun at a time. Yeah. Bitch, get out. What was I at? But it was in this reverse. So in the reversal, it's all of that, but in a sarcastic way, in a harsh way, in a brooding or drunken way. So you could be being pessimistic internally about what you see externally to you. And that's going to give you an aura of pessimism, whatever. It's going to give you that aura, which is going to cause another reaction. It's going to have actual reasons for you to be looking at your, have actual factual reasons as to why things are pessimistic, which is going to be your actual reality. That's how you do this shit. But if you flip that and you begin to be more lighter and understand that things are just what they are, as that number 9 energy had suggested that you already are doing, that's going to allow that 4 energy, Cancer energy, the comic energy, to be in a harmonious space. So I don't know why Cancer came out in, I don't know why comic came out in reverse then. I guess for me to just explain that shit. Because we teeter back and forth between all of these things. It's like a barometer, or more like a more like a grid. Well, not even a grid, but a spectrum. Like that's almost like a spectrum. But anyway, that's kind of like a spectrum. So what was the other card? The other card was the stone. Let me see. It should be a 2. Okay, 67 is the number. It's 13-4. 4 energy. 199 is the page number. 1819, that's 2 energy. We always be dealing with the same numbers for the most part. Where am I at? The stone, 199. Okay. I'm surprised y'all still up in here. So the stone. Let's get your ass out. As an archetypal object, the stone holds psychic and literal weight. Remember, I had referred to it as like the internal stability, or what you're standing on internally, your morality system. That's giving me 9 energy. But it is page 199. But anyway, whenever I said this was, that's 2 energy, yeah. But anyway, so The stone's ability to transform is nearly imperceptible to us. So it's like beyond understanding how you can, if you change your mind at this very moment, I can't see you change your mind other than how you act. And I won't even be able to pinpoint what you really changed your mind on necessarily unless you tell me. So as it changes ever so slowly over countless humans' lifespans, a single stone may see thousands of generations. So it's like the thought, the mind, the mentality, these mental, I don't want to call them blocks at this point, but they're supposed to start off as stones. They may become blocks. They may become blockages because the perspective is supposed to change over time. But traditionally speaking, we always do things the same way. That is going to create that stone to become a concrete block, something that's not even valuable in this age that we're currently in. And it goes back to the reading though. So let me see. The stone is, but we're not saying it's that or the other. This is just for the sake of understanding as to what I just said. A single stone may see thousands of generations come and go. Therefore, it contains an ancient and eternal presence. Because the stone, and that's like a person's, the more a collective group of people think and feel a certain way, the harder it's going to be to get that thought and feeling, especially if it's never been transformed and shifted at all. For the most part, it'll be hard to get that collective into another space because it begins to rocken and harden. The stone is best used to anchor our wild side. It's supposed to be used to balance you out, not to hold you down. So no matter how far we roam, we can always find our way back. The stone tethers us, and see, now it don't want us to roam at all because the stone or that mentality is afraid that you'll find new grounds that you need to settle in, which that's how it's fucking supposed to work. But yeah, where did that distortion come from? That came from the two energy. That came from how people were relating to that mentality or to that stone, so to think, and how that stone had begun to develop and harden based on the human or the actual intelligent part, because the rock is inanimate, or the rock or the mind is changeable. It's based on how you puppeteer it, but based on it not being puppeteered correctly or not being related to correctly. For instance, like Christmas, for instance, it's okay to celebrate things on a traditional basis or according to the transits, so to speak, but you shouldn't be celebrating things with just one understanding and expecting every year and all the time for it to be that same way. That would be that rock, that stone beginning to rock and be inverted and fucked up. And this is two energy that's gonna transfer over to the emotions. And remember, your emotions is where you create your reality at, but we all know that. So where I'm at, the stone tethers us to the earth, helping to ground and connect us to stillness. That whole mentality is supposed to give you understanding about what you're experiencing and why you're in stillness or in the winter time, or why things happen, so that you can grow out of it and learn from it. Not for you to like expect the same every day, and then when something happens, you kill yourself because you can't take it. It's not like now. Quiet and peace. When this card appears, it is likely that the stone is a remedy for what ails us. Humble and easily unnoticed, the power of the stone balances the frenzy of our world. I'm processing right now in my mind, because I be trying to hit every perspective, but then when I do that, I get lost with the whole point to how to tie all of those things together. Jesus. What is going on in the chat, boy? I don't know. Okay. Y'all want to read something else? Really, that's it. I need some more cards, because I pretty much read everything. I got other cards that I don't ever like to fucking read. This bitch need to get up out of here, this fly. It just flew out. But if I had some real people in the chat, I could actually have a convo. But ain't nothing but I don't know what the fuck these people are. These ain't people. Or these things are. But I'm quite sure there's some real people that's watching though. Because the numbers have been consistent. So ain't no goddamn robot finna watch consistently. I don't know. If you were bored as fuck. Anyways, and then let me not say that. Let me hush. So anyway, let's pull some out the Divine Energy Oracle. Because we did have challenged people walking around earlier, which probably was a synchronicity to what I was experiencing in my internet environment that I couldn't necessarily see. There was a lot of mentally challenged people that was taking a walk. And guess what? That shit was going on while the numbers was jumping too. While everybody was coming in here, yeah, it was a lot of, I don't want to call people retards. That's why I didn't want to say that. This came out Facial Shadow. I don't like pulling out this deck because this deck like kind of so goddamn cliche. Bitch, we know that. We done said that 500,000 different times within this last 30 minutes. I got to give me some more decks. Think through things. Right. Think through things. Actually think, pay attention, and allow, and you think, not allow things to create a thought. No, you take the charge of the thought and you decide to think about things the way you want to. Now, those things may not necessarily already be automatic, something that you kind of like do by default, all of them. But over time it will become automatic, just like we read about the what there was the stone and how those things begin to be grounded, and even over generations you can't erase them so easily. So in a day, in biblical terms or esoteric terms, it's like 1,000 years. So we can that's the reason why life is timeless, because things that be happening internally be affecting things on such. Ooh, that's embarrassing for that fucking fly to be up in here flying around me like that, because I don't fuck with flies. But I know, shut up. Let me see. I need to call my sister somebody to talk to somebody I know, because I feel like talking and I can't say everything online. I can't speak so freely online. I be feeling like, but for one, there don't be nobody to fucking talk to. And I'm just talking to myself, so the point need to be, we say retreat like wintertime. The point need to be, you know, it need to be a point. But anyway, we got facial shadows, think things through, and retreat. Facial shadows, all these things kind of relate, because when you face your shadow, you do kind of retreat. That's an internal thing. And think things through, that's the whole point of you facing your shadows, so that you can actually think things through. And it takes time sometimes when you want to process things in a not careful way, but in a smart way, in an informed way. You have to go inside of your, like, I'm slow to react a lot of times, most of the time, and I don't be liking that sometimes, even though that's a good thing and a bad thing. Somebody might do something fucked up to me and I won't even react, because I gotta think about what the fuck just happened first, and then I gotta figure out. And that could take a split moment, or it could take a couple of minutes. And that's kind of the energy that this is talking about. But that you can go too far on either end of the spectrum. But if you know how to kind of calibrate within, you'll begin to be able to react with a whole lot of wisdom too, like in an instant. You know, it'll be on default. But if you're just not getting into the mode where you're changing your mind and changing the way you're looking at certain shit, then it may be a little minute. It could end up being like that, to where it takes a little minute for you to begin to shift. And you can, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, you don't know what I'm saying. Refine your attention at the bottom of the deck, basically. Refine your attention. That'll help you be able to, by default, react accordingly, because certain things that you're not used to paying attention to, once they come into your situation, you'll be like, oh, what the fuck is that? Whereas if you're used to dumb shit and you're always paying attention to dumb shit, when dumb shit comes your way, you'll accept it and it's not even something that was for you. Just like the other things that you were paying attention to that weren't for you. Or how you were looking at things or internalizing certain things that weren't like that. Or didn't have to be like that. Anyway, I'm finna delete this live because I wasn't talking about shit. I mean, I was. Let me not downplay myself, but I am going to delete this live, though. And I will be back. I will be back. I be trying to break back in. I go in a hiatus for a little minute on live. And when I do that, I got such a Taurus stellium. I get fixed in energy sometimes. And if I ain't been on, I be like, fuck getting on then. Shit, bitch, you ain't been on all this time. What you want to get on for now? Type shit. So I always have to break. I have to consciously manipulate the energies. And sometimes it be physical shit. I have to actually do certain things to shift the energy sometimes. Me personally. And then it begin to flow. Or then I'll be able to see the point. And make reasoning up out of it. But anyways, y'all. Or you. Bye, I'm gone. And this live finna get deleted. So if you want to watch it again, go ahead and rewind right now. I'm gonna give you 2 seconds because I'm about to delete this off. Oh, get out of my business. Bye.